right? We not having that. We want to build a community, forever. Kids win, we win. Period. Alright, class is in session. Welcome back everybody to AM University. I'm Antoine Miller, your host. This is episode 5, I believe. And I have Stan Martin here, a former player of mine. I wanted to do this episode a little different. I feel like not enough coaches talk about the player and coach relationship. It's a very important part to this game. And me and Stan had a very unique one. We had a lot of ups and downs in our 3 years together in high school. But at the end of the day, it was a total blessing. But at the time, it was really rough. It was really rough on both of us. So we said, I just wanted to have a brutal conversation, about our journey together and the rocky road that we went down, and how in the long run it made us both better at our craft and as men. All right, so introduce yourself real quick, Stan.
My name is Stan Martin. I go to right now I'm at RCGC.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. He still plays basketball in college, but a former high school player of mine. All right, so I want to do this episode a little different. So I want to just go down the timeline of our relationship. I'll say how I felt at the time. After I say how I felt about that year, then I want you to say how you felt about that year. So I didn't coach you. We wasn't at the school your freshman year, right? It was sophomore to senior year. So sophomore year, when I first met Stan, I seen a lot of potential. He was inconsistent, but me personally, looking at a 15-year-old, I was like, okay, that's just him being a 15-year-old. He'll grow out of that, right? So Stan was playing JV at the time. He'll score 25 points, then he'll score 8 points. He'll get upset at his teammates, and then he'll be the best teammate around his sophomore year. That's how it was going. But me as a coach then, I was just thinking like, okay, he grows out of it. I wasn't thinking that it was a coach's responsibility to help him grow out of it and show him different things. But we'll get to that later. So I seen a ton of potential. As the year went past, we got to the end of the year, Stan started playing varsity more. He actually even made a game-winning shot against Bishop Eustace to end the year. So we had high hopes for Stan as a staff going into his junior year. But sophomore year, that's the word that keeps coming to my mind. I seen a lot of potential, and I thought he had a bright future. What did you think about sophomore year, us coming in there first coaching you?
Sophomore year, honestly, I feel like I shouldn't have been on JV. I feel like
you said that a lot. You used to say that a lot.
I feel like I shouldn't have been on JV. I don't think I should have been getting a lot of playtime on varsity, but I feel like I could have helped that team a lot more in different ways.
You think we made a mistake?
I wouldn't say a mistake because it was 11 seniors on the team, so, and those seniors played the year before, so, and I'm only 15 years old, so I'm not physically I'm not there yet. Mentally, I'm not there yet, but I feel like I could have had parts where, just like that Bishop Eustace game where I helped, I feel like I could have been more games where I could have helped out like that.
Right. I actually thought we made a mistake, and it was mainly because of me. I was just like, he wasn't ready. But your potential, it is what it is. Your potential was higher than the juniors and seniors on your team, right? So we wasn't going nowhere that year. We should have thrown you in the fire, right? But yeah, that's what I thought. But yeah, all in all, I was really looking forward to the next year after that first year with you. So we go up to junior year. Again, I got high hopes for you. You come in, you're a starter now. We started beating quality teams. We went on we probably won 7 in a row a couple times that year, something like that. We had a whole bunch of winning streaks. We made a deep run in the playoffs. Again, from my my immaturity standpoint as a coach, I saw your scoring potential, right? And me coming from Camden, I valued that a lot during that time as a coach, right? So I'm saying that to say, at that time, I didn't value the little things, right? And you didn't do the little things as a junior, right? I didn't value you giving maximum effort in practice. I didn't value your relationships with your teammates. I didn't value fundamentals and things like that because you can score. And my mentality at the time was stand, go put the ball in the basket. And I think you can agree to that. So junior year, from my side, it was a little blinded, right? It was a little blinded because you could score the basketball, but you also had two seniors that did a lot for that team, and Lawrence Anderson and Isaiah Harris, right? So in a way, junior year was kind of a blur for me as from a coaching standpoint, because I just looked at it as stand, put the ball in the basket.
Yeah.
And from my side as a coach, and it's embarrassing to say now, that's all I cared about from you, right? So how did you feel about junior year as a whole?
Well, junior year, like you said, points, like that's, I'm not trying to say that's all I was worried about, but I felt like I was doing everything right junior year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause I was scoring the ball, so I felt like that was everything. Like, I feel like that was the game of basketball, and everybody knows my defense. My defense wasn't the best, but I feel like scoring, I feel like nobody could stop me from scoring. Mm-hmm. And I didn't really have a left hand. Well, not to go back, but like sophomore year, summer going into junior year, I was really like lifting. Like I started lifting more, cause sophomore year, when I would get in the game, like I feel like people was like they would be pushing me around, couldn't get to where I wanted to. So junior year, I started lifting more, getting in the weight room. I didn't really work with my left hand that much, but I feel like since I was in the weight room, nobody could still stop me from going to my right side.
So go back a second. So you said, what did you feel like your role was on the team that junior year? You because you said you felt like you was doing everything right.
Yeah.
So you tell me what you portrayed from us that your role was. Was it just to score?
It was to score, yeah, basically just to score. Cause we had our point guard, we had Lawrence, then we had Isaiah. All right, Lawrence, the point guard.
He didn't have a point guard.
Lawrence
played point guard.
Well, Lawrence did his job. Like
He did. He know he wasn't a point guard, but he did everything that we asked him to do. Go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like Lawrence would come down, swing the ball, and then like you said, Isaiah and Lawrence played big parts.
Right.
I feel like Lawrence was our point guard and Isaiah is the center. Those two big parts of the team.
Right.
So I feel like we would rely on Isaiah a lot for like rebounds, and Lawrence set the floor for us because we couldn't really do that. Like for example, like say me and Manny junior year tried to bring the ball up, we would be everywhere. We wouldn't be able to control the offense and set the floor up.
Do you feel like in those first couple years, do you feel like it was something that we could have did differently?
Junior year or sophomore year?
More so junior because you were still playing a lot of JV sophomore year.
Differently, I don't think there was anything we could have did differently, but that's like once teams started boxing one in, it was I didn't know what to do, so
Right.
I feel like I could have used help from the coaches on that part.
Right.
That's
Absolutely. Okay. So again, we made a deep run junior year. Before we go to senior year, the Ewing game.
Yeah.
That's when I started questioning things a lot.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about that game.
Okay. Yeah, that's when go ahead. You could start. You could.
You probably think that Linden game was the
No. That was senior year.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to skip. I'm just saying you probably think that's like the game that opened my eyes. But I feel like the Ewing game really.
Oh, okay.
I feel like the Ewing game really. That's the one that opened my eyes.
Let's talk about it. I'll say your stats real quick, and then you go from it. You had 5 points, and I think you had to get your shot blocked 7 times. like literally 7 times. You was like 1 for 11, 2 for 12, something like that. Like literally, they blocked your shot 7 times, and we lost by 5 or 7, 50 to 43. Yeah, but go ahead.
Like I feel like in Burlington County, I feel like nobody guarded nobody. I have never been guarded like that. Like I remember his face, but I don't remember his name. The boy that
was
was
quarterback for
guarding me.
Ewing. Yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue. I remember him. I can picture him right now. But go ahead.
But like the moves that I would like make in Burlington County, like the little like I'm trying to take mid range jumpers. He's 5'8", 5'9", punching my jump shot like.
So tell me, how did that make you feel at the time?
I feel like I was useless. I was helpless. I couldn't do anything for the team.
Right.
And I'm thinking in my head like, there's teams that's beating this team, and guys that are not. I'm not gonna say, because I don't really know how their season went, but not guys that score on
They won a
him.
state championship that year.
Yeah. But I feel like I never seen anything like that in Burlington County before. So
Go ahead.
So that really opened my eyes.
That's a great segue into senior year, because what you just said is why I made the schedule I made senior year initially. Right? I tried to get everybody in the state of New Jersey, because my mentality at that time was as a coach was, yeah, we losing Isaiah, yeah, we losing Lawrence, but we have 3 starters coming back, right? And one of yourself that had that Ewing game. So I thought that when that happened, I was like, they wasn't ready for that caliber of opponent. Okay, so we need to crank it up as far as scheduling, whatever like that. So we got the Linders, we got the Cannon Highs. I tried to get Roselle Catholic, Patrick School. I tried to get everybody, right? So me personally going into that senior year, I was excited. Like, because again, I still had that Camden mindset as a coach, right? I got you as a scorer. I got Manny and Lattice coming back as seniors that already been through it. We gonna be good. We gonna be good senior
In
year.
our head as a team, we're thinking that too. Like coming out junior year, we thought we was the best. Like we beat TCA. We made it to the 3rd round of playoffs. Never been done before at Westech. We thought we was the best.
Never substituted. They say can't forget that. We never substituted in the playoffs. We played with 5 guys the entire playoffs. And we did all that. So now, right, it's time to rock out senior year. So me coming into that senior year, I'm very excited about this. Again, I still got things in the back of my mind that I question, but overall, I'm very excited about the senior year, right? So for me personally, I'm when I say immediately after the after the Bordentown game, it's like I had a highlight reel just go through my head of negative attributes, and I'm gonna put it on y'all for a second, because I'm gonna go back to myself at the end of this discussion. I had a highlight reel of negative attributes that I seen y'all habits that I seen y'all do over and over and over again, and I was like, this is gonna be a horrible season. That's what I said to myself. I said, this is gonna be a horrible season. And I looked at it from a standpoint of, these guys are the most selfish kids ever. Again, from the outside looking in, that's what I was thinking. But again, I'm gonna come back around to this at the end, and you're gonna understand why I'm saying this. I said, these are the most selfish kids I've ever seen. And I said, and I could just fast forward through the year, we only won 8 games. That's the only single digit season we had, losing. We got blown out so many times, and I was like, personally, I cannot wait for this season to be over, and I could stop coaching these kids. Honestly, that's what I honestly felt. I was like it's no fundamentals, it's no unselfishness, it's no defensive intensity. These kids they just have a loser's mentality. And that's what I was thinking throughout the whole year. Like it put me in places like I was like a little like depressed, man. Like when the athletic director came up to me like in the middle of that senior year, and she was like, "Yo, you all right?" And I was like, damn, like I'm really wearing this on my face. Like it really messed me up. And what made it even worse was half of the coaching staff still wanted to play you guys. Cause y'all, be honest, when you was there, the middle of y'all senior year, I was like, listen, it's over, bro. Let's play these freshmen and sophomores, man.
We got to that point though.
It was like it's over, man. The energy was so bad. Like before I interviewed you, I started watching the old games, and I could just feel it through the screen, like how bad the connection was through all of us, right? And I was like, yo, this is totally wrong the way we doing this, yo. Like, let's just break it down, right? But for me personally, in that moment, I could not wait for that season to be over, and honestly, I could not wait to stop coaching y'all. That's how I felt at the moment. Tell me how you felt throughout the whole senior year.
Senior year, I was kind of lost senior year. Like, I don't know. Junior year, summer, I'm in the back of my head, like, 1,000 points. Like, that's what I'm thinking about in the back of my head the whole summer. Like, that's all I'm thinking about. That's what really was motivating me to, like, work out and get better. Like, that's the only thing that was really not trying to win a championship with my teammates, trying to get a connection with my teammates to make us better as a whole. I'm working for myself, thinking about 1,000 points. But after that boarding, I'm not gonna say after the boarding time game, but after like the third game, that's when I tried to like get out that mindset. Like I tried to get rid of that mindset. Like I'm not getting like forget it. Like I'm trying to win now because we was losing. Like so I'm like all right, forget it. So I'm actually trying to, and that's when you put in. We did a whole new system, the system that we never did before. Because we had, like you said, we had Lawrence and Isaiah, two big pieces of that team that we had, and we lost those two pieces. So we had to find a new way, and I feel like, I don't know, I feel like we didn't work on it. I don't know if we didn't work on it enough in the summer, or maybe, I don't know.
It was totally new. And again, this comes back to me. All I was worrying about was winning. So I created the system. I felt like that was the only way we can win. But that has nothing to do with building a culture either, too. Like that was only one aspect of the game, that offensive, scheme that I was trying to implement.
Yeah.
But don't worry about that right now. Like overall, so remember at the end, finally by the end of the season, you was benched.
Yeah.
Eventually at the end of the year, your senior year, like, tell me how you felt about that.
I was after that season. I don't think I touched the basketball for probably like 2 or 3 months. So I didn't want to play basketball. I didn't want to watch basketball. I didn't want to, cause that going from what I did my junior year, everybody had all these high hopes of me going into my senior year, and then for me to not even starting my senior year, my last playoff game in high school, but the season was over. Like the season was over. Our record was already terrible. We're gonna have to play the number 1 seed, so I feel like that.
It was a low point. It was a low point for everybody. Yeah. So we talk about all this. We talk about our 3 years together, and again at the time, we pretty much felt the same. It was a horrible time for both of us. Like, and I know y'all felt it, but y'all was kids. Y'all didn't know how to handle it. I was an adult, and I didn't know how to handle it. But we about 3, 4, 5 years removed from that senior season, and we both are two totally different men. Like, we both are two totally different men. And I'll start off talking about me. I've never done this to you, but I wanted to do it on this podcast. I wanna say I'm sorry, man. I wanna say I'm sorry because everything that you just said, everything that I just said about you, none of it was your fault. Not 1% of it was your fault. Why? Because we created those bad habits that you had as a coaching staff. We allowed you to do what you did and in essence, you thought it was right, right? So senior year come, I've been doing this forever. Why are y'all trying to change things now? I'm not changing. Y'all let me do all this our whole career, right? We allowed you to do these things. And it took me a couple years and to get better as a coach to understand that it was not your fault. Nothing you did was your fault. We put you in a terrible situation, right? We didn't teach you the essentials of basketball. This kid, Stan, can score. Go out and score for us. That's all we asked of. Because now I'm starting to think back as a coach, Stan missed that suicide. I saw it in the corner of my eye when Stan missed that suicide. Did I say something? No. Stan just had 27. So I let it go, right? Stan don't try to take that charge. I seen that, but no, I gotta keep going to the next drill. I'm gonna let that slide with Stan. Not knowing that Stan, in essence, he thinking it's okay. All the other players that's watching think it's okay. Because we allow Stan to do it. Or they'll get upset that Stan is able to do it and I'm not able to do it. Let me ask you another question real quick. Did you know that half of the staff in the middle of your senior year was on your side and the other staff wasn't? Did you know that? Did you catch any of that? Like that certain people wanted you to continue to play the way that you played and others, myself, didn't?
Yeah, I felt like everybody, I feel like the whole coaching staff, I feel like, in my opinion, the coaching staff that was against me was probably Bert and probably Bert, you, and I don't think it was, I don't know if it was Bird, because in the middle of the senior season, I don't know, you probably do know, but Bird took me in his office during practice one time. And he was like, because I thought I was playing good. I was still putting up like 15, 20. Bird brought me in his office. He like, Stan, look at your numbers. He's showing me, I'm shooting from three for 15, 4 for 17 from 3, and I'm not thinking in the game that I'm taking that many shots. Like I'm just.
Yeah. But overall, it was just, we did you a disservice, man. Like we did you a disservice, and it made me feel so good coming to your college game and seeing you do the things that was taught to you, right? And that shows me that, because at the time I was like, this kid can't be coached. Like, but that was my immature mindset as a coach, right? He can't be coached. Like, he don't want to change, right? But when I come to your college game and I see you talking on defense, I see you rotating, I see you taking charges, and it put it all in perspective for me. Like, no, this was our fault. This was entirely our fault. So again, I want to apologize to you, man, because you didn't deserve to not be able to live out your senior year the best way you possibly can, regardless of what would have happened, what could have happened, right? You didn't get that choice because we took it from you. Now we want to lay the hammer down your senior year when we didn't do it all those previous years. You was just doing what was taught to you, you know? So again, I want to apologize to you, man, because you didn't deserve that. You didn't deserve that. So overall though, because again, I see the young man that you are today. Like I said, you speak way better than you did. You wouldn't say a word, 2 words in high school. Yeah. You know, the way you perform on the court, you playing basketball the right way. Like, so it was learning experience for both of us and at that time. So overall, what could you tell the world that you got out of that as far as a learning experience? What was the best thing that you got from that, you know, to better you in life, and you could tell a young kid to better them in life?
I feel like don't ever think like you're too good for somebody else's help. Like if you have somebody that's above you or older than you that's trying to give you information, you should take that in as much as you can. Don't ever push them off to the side, because you never know, that information could probably make you $1 million one day. You never know anything. That information can help you with anything in life. The more information you know, the better. not enough. Never too much information is enough.
No,
Never too much information is enough.
Yeah, no sir.
So just take as much information from coaches, older teammates, even younger teammates, anybody that can help you. Just take advantage of anything.
Let me ask you this: since you were younger, why y'all don't do that at the time?
What?
Why kids don't take the information at the time that they get?
Cause I feel like I knew it all. Like I feel like
That's what I wanted to say.
I feel like I said, I feel like I was doing everything right. I'm like,
Right.
I'm scoring 25 points. I gotta listen to him.
Right. But as you look back on it, you know,
It's not the right way.
but it's life. But it's life. You know, you a better man from that situation. And to wrap it up, we both felt like that was at the time. We both felt like that was the worst time of our life, right? But if you think about it, like we both way better people than we were from that moment. Imagine if we won that way with my mentality and your mentality. Will we be like this today? You a much better person. I'm a much better coach. 10 times better than I was that year, right? So overall, it helped us out a lot. It was a blessing, man. Yeah, it was a blessing.
Yeah, senior year was a blessing and a curse at the same time.
That's right, but we got better from it. All right, so we gonna end there, man. We gonna end there. Ugh, Stan the man.